all you wanted for your birthday was Enema of the State, the CD. You're like, oh man, I want Blink 182 so bad. And instead for your birthday, you get Now 4. That's what this is.
All right, Mike. So we did a preview of top available quarterbacks in the free agency period, and we named our number 1 and number 2 quarterback as Kirk Cousins, the number 1 available in the free agency period quarterback right now, the number 2 going to Baker Mayfield. Now, the betting favorite has emerged as the Atlanta Falcons, who are set, it appears at least, set to take Baker Mayfield. Your thoughts on this and whether this is a good fit, a good move, or are the Falcons making a horrendous decision here?
Derek, remember when you were like 13 or 12 and you were really like, all you wanted for your birthday was Enema of the State, the CD? You're like, oh man, I want Blink 182 so bad. And instead for your birthday, you get Now 4. That's what this is. They just gave him Now 4, the compilation of hits to the Atlanta Falcons. No one is excited about this. It's, it's a nice gelatin dessert. I don't know. I mean, Baker Mayfield could maybe get the Atlanta Falcons to like 9 wins, maybe 10 wins someday.
Mike, that division is trash.
I just don't really foresee this moving the needle in Atlanta, Dirk. I mean, is it an okay move? It's an okay move. I mean, I don't know that the Falcons are like trying to become immediate Super Bowl contenders, but is it gonna win you a Super Bowl? No, it's not. I mean, you're not gonna become a big time contender with this. This is kind of like when the Broncos went out and got Case Keenum after his big year or something like that. I mean, it's okay. What are your thoughts?
Look, I think they're signing the wrong free agent. I think that if they're going to sign a free agent, they need to go out and get Kirk Cousins. Look, Kirk Cousins, I think he even got married in Atlanta, right? Hey, there's the homecoming right there, right? My point here is that Baker Mayfield is a patch. And really, what are you getting with him versus what you already have in Ritter, right? I mean, I think Desmond Ritter gives a very similar type of win. Now, people are going to come out and hate it on it because this guy took the team all the way to, playing the Lions in the playoffs. I truly think that Baker Mayfield is one of those guys that is a great backup, potentially like a Tyrod Taylor situation where I think he can come in and maybe give some quarterback competition in camp for a young guy, but I don't see him truly as your path to, winning or really going deep in the playoffs whatsoever. So I think making this move, you're resigning yourself to 2 or 3 years down the road before you're making a run at it, right? So the other thing you got to think about is if you're taking him right now, like how is Bo Nix, Penix, or even, possibly J.J. McCarthy at number 8, or maybe Jaden Daniels. Let's just say it shakes out that way, that he arrives all the way down to 8. Unlikely, but how are those guys not going to give you as much, if not more? You don't have to spend money on them. You have a rookie salary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what like the asking price for Baker is going to be, but I just think that you probably for your future getting if they were going to go this route, yeah, you draft a rookie quarterback early or something like that. They're on their rookie contract. You got Bijan on his rookie contract. Then you're like getting, I don't know, man, Baker and Bijan and Drake, London. Like it's just, I don't know. It's like a weird thrown together, create a roster of like an expansion team or something. It's just, yeah. No, we're going thumbs down on this one, Dirk. It might happen, and Atlanta might be a little bit better, but it's ultimately not going to get you where you want to go.
Final point on this, Mike. What do you do with number 8? If this is where you're going, you have to trade back at this point, right? Like, or you have to invest in like an offensive lineman or a non-skilled position, right? I just think, how can you pass up on this quarterback class sitting at number 8 overall? And not think that, like, if you are remotely successful, let's say you even end up being 15th in future years or greater, like, you're not setting yourself up to fix the problem you have at QB, and that's like the biggest need, in my opinion, that Atlanta has.
I mean, I guess the counterpoint on that one, Dirk, is we've got another video where we've done a 1.0 mock draft, and the first 7 picks were all offensive players. It's rare that happens. So in theory, Atlanta could be picking the top overall defensive player with the 8th pick in the draft. If that's Dallas Turner, that's actually a pretty, like, let's say, it might be a little bit of a stretch to say this, but like, let's say Dallas Turner ends up being like a Myles Garrett, Von Miller-esque pass rusher. If you got him number 8, that's pretty good value. So, I think all things considered, that's the one thing that maybe causes Atlanta to stay put and take a defensive player and then look at Baker as kind of a stopgap guy. Because who knows, there might be a quarterback in the wings for next year in the draft.